श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. So yesterday we saw a beautiful Dhāraṇā. This marks a very important point in the text actually. Important point means what is the crux of this, the core of this text, this whole siddhanta. We saw siddhanta means Shaiva siddhanta, right? This Shaiva philosophy. What is the core of this text? Like when we say Vedanta, it means Advaita. Vedanta or Advaita are synonyms. There is no other option here. Because, no, there is Vishishtadvaita, there is Dvaita, etc. They are not Vedanta. Vedanta means the teaching, the essence of Vedas, the conclusion of Vedas. It cannot be multiple. It can be only one. Anywhere conclusion means one. So, this conclusion is Vedanta, Advaita. Okay, that is a different point and that is a different subject matter to talk about. Here, when we talk about Shaiva Siddhanta, what is Shaiva Siddhanta? The crux of Shaiva Siddhanta. Shiva Dvaita, the identity with Shiva. Not merging in Shiva, identity with Shiva. That is the difference. Okay. So, the identity with Shiva is Shiva Dvaita, which is also called as Pratyabhijñā Darshanam. Pratyabhijñā Darshanam. Because if you merge in that, you are a devotee and not the Siddhanti. The difference is the devotee merges in the God, the devoted, whatever he is devoted to, because he sees himself as a part of the God. That God he worships. A portion, a limb or something of that God. But for us, it is not, we are not different. He sees himself, he sees himself to be different from the God, separated from the God, and he has to go and connect with the God. But for us, Shaiva Siddhantins, the Siddhantins, we are not separated from the God to go and merge in him. We are that very Shiva. But because of our Anava Mala, Karma Mala or Maya Mala, these three Malas, we accept these three Malas. Because of this three Mala, the three impurities, Mala means impurity, three impurities, we see ourselves to be different from our inherent nature. So, Pratyabhijñā Darshanam. Darshan means philosophy. Pratyabhijñā means recollection. The philosophy of recollection. We recollect, we remember our true nature. So, that is what was said. Tada Atma Paramatmatve. At that point of time, when the self, the individual self, identifies itself with the absolute self, then Bhairavo he mrigalochane, you become Bhairava, O mrigalochane, the dove-eyed, the deer-eyed. So, he says, okay, now this is Pratyabhijñā, that is the key word, Pratyabhijñā. This Pratyabhijñā starts from here. Next, sarvajñaḥ sarvakartā ca vyāpakaḥ parameśvaraḥ sa evāhaṃ śaivadharmā iti dārḍhyācchivobhavet shivah. Sarvajñaḥ sarvakartā ca vyāpakaḥ parameśvaraḥ sa evāhaṃ. Enapa? Bathroom la. Sa evāhaṃ śaivadharmā iti dārḍhyācchivobhavet shivah. Sarvajñaḥ sarvakartā. This is a very beautiful shloka, Dhāraṇā. We'll understand this. Sarvajñaḥ. What does this Dhāraṇā say? Śaivadharmā. The Śaivadharmā means the inherent nature of Shiva is to be omniscient, omnipotent, and see. All the omnis are here. Okay, he is all knowing, the Shiva, the inherent nature of Shiva is all knowing. The Shiva's nature is all doing, and Shiva's nature is all pervading. Okay, so he the sa eva śaivadharmā, that is the śaivadharmā, and that sa evāhaṃ, we understand I am that. I am that. Sa evāhaṃ, I am that. Aham sa eva, sa aham eva. When we understand I am that, then dārḍhyāt, when that is determined, that knowledge is determined, bhavet shiva, you become Shiva. Okay, that is the idea. We'll come to this word by word. Bhavet shiva, shiva bhavet, bhavet shiva. There are two readings. Shiva bhavet or bhavet shiva does not really matter. It is like chanting Om Namah Shivaya or Om Shivaya Namaha. Does not really matter. Both are same. But the difference is Om Namah Shivaya and Shivaya. How can they be named same? Because Nama Bhedat Phala Bhedah, Karma Bheda Phala Bheda. By the change in name, the change in karma, and that changes the result. That is the rule. So here the names change, therefore the results also will change. True, but if you desire only the result of liberation, even the names change, the mantras change, thus there is no difference. Okay. So now come to this. Bhavet sarvajñaḥ. Sarvajñaḥ means sarva, all, ña, knowing, all knowing. All knowing means he is one who is omniscient. Means what? He is one who understands, knows everything without any doubt, that too completely, absolutely, absolute knowledge. Sarvajñaḥ means absolute knowledge. Sarvam janati vishesharūpena purnarūpena janati sarvajñaḥ. One who knows everything specifically in a detailed way, that is sarvajñaḥ. Simply put, jnana. Okay. Sarvakartā, omnipotent. Sarvakartā. So, sarvakartā means he is one who has all the doership, means he is one who has all the power. Sarvashaktiman. He has one who is a karta, who is a doer, one who has the strength to do it. He is the doer. Not anyone can do things. He is one who can do. So he is the doer. So sarvashaktiman. Sarvashaktiman means he has the existence. We say, oh, see his presence, the karishma. That presence is a sat, existence. Now coming to vyāpakaḥ, all pervading. So here all pervading means it is not just all pervading, it is bliss. How is that bliss? Because limited things cannot be bliss. How do you say limited things cannot be bliss? Limited things give bliss. The coffee gives bliss. The cell phone gives bliss. The TV gives bliss. Yes, true. But does it give bliss really? Always? No. As we know, the fourth coffee gives us a nausea. Okay. The cell phone, true, it seems to give bliss. But if the cell phone is in another hand, another person's hand, your cell phone is in another person's hand, or the cell phone you prefer is in another person's hand, what will happen to that? Are you happy still? No. So that happiness is short-lived. That is why he says vyāpakaḥ. So that is ananda, bliss. So sarvajñaḥ, sarvakartā, vyāpakaḥ cha means the inherent nature of Shiva, which is sat, chit, ananda. Sat, sarvakartā, chit, sarvajñaḥ, vyāpakaḥ, ananda. This is the inherent swarupa lakshana, we call it. This is the inherent nature, definition of inherent nature. Okay. Now, śaivadharmā. This is the śaivadharmā. This is the Shiva's inherent nature. Shiva's swarupa is śaivadharmā. Śaivadharmā means Shiva's swarupa. This is the inherent nature of Shiva. And shai sa evāhaṃ iti. When I enter into that, when I understand that, sa evāhaṃ. Sa evāhaṃ means I am that. It is not only I am that. I am that. So, like you say, I know this person, I know the president. You may know the president, but does the president know you? Is it reciprocal? So, so here, if it is not reciprocal, if it is only one way, as we said, it is a state of devotee. He merges in that. But we are talking about the state of Siddhanti, where he identifies himself with that. There is no duality here. So, śaivadharmā, sa evāhaṃ, aham eva saha. I am that, that is I. There is no difference between this. So, this śaivadharmā, dārḍhyāt, when this identity, knowledge of identity, the inherent nature is determined. Dārḍhyāt means strong, determined. How can it be determined? Dārḍhya does not just mean strong. A knowledge without any doubt or error. That is the strength. When you have doubt, then that knowledge is not strong. This is a knowledge which we are talking about, is a knowledge without any doubt or error. When that is clearly established, dārḍhyāt, śivabhavet, he becomes that Shiva himself. He is that Shiva himself. Okay. Now here, this seems to be, okay, sarvajñaḥ, sarvakartā. I have, what should I do? This cannot be ānavapāya, because there is nothing to visualize physically. So it cannot be ānavapāya. And it cannot be śambhavapāya, because he has to accept some ideas, the inherent natures. Right? So this cannot be Shaktopaya independently also. What is upaya? Because Shaktopaya needs you to meditate on the subtle things. There is no subtle thing here. So what is this? This is a Shaktopaya, because you have to do so evāhaṃ iti dārḍhyāt. You have to gain the determined knowledge, but still this determined knowledge is not an individual independent thing. Therefore, you have to this is a Shakta Upaya, which is more in tune with Shambha Upaya. Shakta Upaya, yes, you have to practice it, but it is more in tune with Shambha Upaya. Shambha Upaya type Shakta Upaya, this is. Okay? Now, there is another connection between this and the next Dhāraṇā. The connection, similarity, not connection. The similarity is this Dhāraṇā which we saw is a Unmilana Samadhi, we call it. Unmilana Samadhi means we cannot keep your eyes open and meditate on this. We have to meditate. I am that Shiva Swarupa, which is Satchidananda, that I have to meditate upon to gain the clear recognition. So this is a Unmilana Samadhi. Unmilana Samadhi means the Samadhi with eyes closed. Okay. Now, next is a Nimilana Samadhi, we call it. Samadhi with eyes open. jalasyevormayo vannehe jwālābhaṅgyaḥ prabhā raveḥ mamaiva bhairavasyaitā viśvabhaṅgyo vibheditāḥ jalasyevormayo vannehe jwālābhaṅgyaḥ prabhā raveḥ mamaiva bhairavasyaitā viśvabhaṅgyaḥ vibheditāḥ. Beautiful. What does it say? Like the waves for the water, like the jwālābhaṅgyaḥ means the tongue of fire for the fire, or the sparkles of fire for the fire. Prabhā raveḥ, like the brightness, the light for the sun. The whole creation, the beauty in the whole creation is my own nature, inherent nature. It is all me. Me who is Bhairava. Me who is Bhairava. This is an expanse of myself. This which is seen as a duality. When one understands, meditates on this, then he recollects his inherent nature. He recognizes his inherent nature. Okay, pratyabhijñā takes place. Now, jalasyevormayo, like water for the waves for the water. Waves or the bubbles, they are inherently water. They are not different from water. But we see waves as something else and the bubbles as something else, not as water. They are water. Similarly, vyāpakaḥ, the tongues of the fire or the sparkles from the fire, they are inherently fire. If that spark touches the cloth, oh, I'm just small spark. No, if it is a soft silk cloth, there will be a big hole in it. It just spreads over. If it is cotton, it just burns it down. Small spark, a dot. So, vyāpakaḥ, that is fire because it is inherently fire. That's not different from fire. Similarly, prabhā, raveḥ, prabhā, sun's effulgence, light. When there is no light, you call it darkness, which is night. When it is day, even during this kind of rainy season, the cloudy period, there is a, you can see darkness behind me. There is a light. Okay. So, jalasyevormayo, prabhā, raveḥ. So, their inherent nature is seen in these different places. Sun's effulgence is seen in different places. You don't see, you don't say the sun, where is sun? When you say where is space, you always look up because you are programmed to see space up somewhere. But space starts from the small crack in the small gap in the earth. Similarly, when I say sun, whatever the light is, that is sun. You don't have to look up sun. Light is not different from sun. Sun is not different from this light which you have in the daytime. Okay. So similarly, bhairavasyaitā, mamaiva, me who is bhairava, my own viśvabhaṅgyo vibheditāḥ. These different types of beauties which you see as creation, as world, everything which you see, they are all my own inherent nature. My vimarsha, my expanse, my sphara, my manifestation. Okay, so this is what is the second kind of pratyabhijñā. This is nimīlina samadhi, we call it. We keep our eyes open. We see everything. Whatever we see as that Shiva's nature. There is nothing other than Shiva. You understand that. But this is also a Shakta upaya, not a Shambha upaya, not a Ana upaya, because you see everywhere in everything that Shiva's nature. Okay. Now, very interesting Dhāraṇā. bhrāntvā śarīreṇa tvaritaṃ bhuvi pātanāt kṣobhaśaktivirāmeṇa parā saṃjāyate daśā. bhrāntvā śarīreṇa tvaritaṃ bhuvi pātanāt kṣobhaśaktivirāmeṇa parā saṃjāyate daśā. Beautiful Dhāraṇā this is. Okay. Why I say this beautiful? General interpretation, explanation, interpretation for this verse. Well, let us see. After going round, after walking a long distance, going around and around, when you feel tired, you sit down in a place or lie down in a place. When the tiredness disappears, at that point of time, the supreme bliss, the absolute self, the nirvikalpa samadhi takes place. Okay. This is what this sutra, this Dhāraṇā says in general. Bhrāntvā śarīreṇa. Instead of śarīreṇa, there is a reading called śarīreṇa. We'll come to that. śarīreṇa. Bhrāntvā śarīreṇa. Going round and round, it's walking a long distance. A long distance means, let me say, see, I was taking 4 of my disciples to the 4 dhams in up in Rishikesh, Gangotri, Yamunotri, Kedar, Badri, 4. So around 3,000 kilometers. First day we walked around 60-65 kilometers. Second day we walked around 75 kilometers, 80 kilometers around. Okay. So when we went to a place, from the main road, we have to go inside a lane and reach close to the Ganges, the shore of Ganges, where this young sadhu, he is given to thatched huts. Okay, kutia we call it, thatched huts. And in one of the thatched huts he stays, and in the other thatched hut he allowed us to stay. We walked all the way, 80 kilometers, no issue. We are not tired anything. When we stopped at that very point, our leg starts shivering. It was like rubber. It was shivering. We could not stand. When we were sitting, it was paining like hell. One of my disciples, he asked, "Oh, how is this 80 kilometers? How can we travel? Is this the same condition tomorrow?" No, tomorrow, no. It will not be like this. Oh, we are not going to walk. We'll be walking 80 kilometers or 70 kilometers or 60 kilometers, not really matter, but you will be used to this. Now, bhrāntvā, after walking that long distance, when you stop suddenly, your body trembles. There is a vibration throughout your whole body. When the kṣobha, the tiredness disappears, you experience that through that spanda, through that vibration, you experience that Shiva state. Okay. Now, bhrāntvā. Tvaritaṃ bhuvi pātanāt. At that very moment when you sit, you have to. This is not a new thing. This is in tradition. In tradition, it is imbibed in many things, in many practices. Let me explain. This is called as parikrama, pradakshina or parikrama. Bhrāntvā, to go around. Like there is a hill around here called Dhāraṇā from here, 50 kilometers. They go around 14 kilometers, they walk around. People go round and round, circumambulate that. Or every temple, after taking the darshana of the deity in that temple, they go around that temple, they circumambulate that temple. That's called as pradakshina. Okay. Once I was in Dhāraṇā, it's a place where they go around the mountain. Some people had come to meet me to take my blessings, and they asked me a question. What is the reason for this circumambulation? Why do you have to go do pradakshina? So I told them, okay, you people are learned people, so I use learned terminologies. You know, helium atom has only one electron. That's the lightest atom. Now, what happens is this electron goes around this nucleus. At one point of time, it is not going to go around. It is not that. It is going to stop. When it is not going to stop also, it is not going to take rest. It is going to go around. When it loses its energy, strength, what happens is it goes and merges into that neutron, the nucleus. Okay. Similarly, when you go round, thinking about Shiva, you merge in that Shiva. That is the reason for pradakshina. This is not a new thing. I told them. This is a thing which we do not just here. We do go to any temple, we do pradakshina. This is not limited to the mountain or anything. This is in temples. We do this pradakshina of, this is earthly pradakshina. Remember, earthly pradakshina, doing pradakshina of earth. We do go around in temples. We go around the mountains. Then watery pradakshina. We go around the rivers. The river, take a river, Narmada parikrama they call it. You start from one place and come back to the same place after going around. You go to the place where it merges with the sea, cross it when there is no great big tide. You cross it, come to the other side and come to the place where you started. That is possible. Now, that is water pradakshina, okay, circumambulating the water. Then fire also is there. When you do some fire oblations, auspicious fire oblations, even in marriages, they go around the fire 3 times. So you do that. Okay. So you have done the water, the earth, and the fire. These are all something which you can see physical. But things which you cannot see physical, the air and the space, we do pradakshina for that also. How can you do that? See, instead of going round, around something, some image or something, we stand in the same place and whirl, rotate. That is what is the production of space and air. Okay, we'll come to this. So when we do this pradakshana, when we are tired, absolutely tired, we have to walk that much. When we sit in that place, your tiredness, you don't focus on that tiredness. When you focus on that energy which is vibrating in you, then you merge in that. This is the first bhrāntvā. Okay. Now the second interpretation for this. Bhrāntvā, śarīreṇa, with the body. When we go round and round means not walk here. Round and round means as a whirl, as a twirl, as a rotation. Like the dervish dance we saw earlier in the other Dhāraṇā. So when we go round and round like that, and then tvaritaṃ bhuvi pātanāt, when you fall on the ground immediately, kṣobhaśaktivirāmeṇa, when the power of Shakti means power of kṣobha, the tiredness, when it rests, virameṇam, it comes to an end. At that point of time, parā, daśā, saṃjāyate, the supreme state, which is nirvikalpa daśā, nirvikalpa samadhi, that manifests. That is the second interpretation. This interpretation, the whirling, the twirling, or the going round and round, is circumambulating the space and the air. This is what we do when we do namaskara, chanting yani kani cha papani janma antargatani cha. You stand in the same place and go around and round. Okay, so that is the second interpretation. Third interpretation, bhrāntvā, śarīreṇa. Instead of śarīreṇa, you can take it as śarīreṇa, because there is another reading, śarīreṇa. Taking different types of bodies, bhrāntvā, roaming around, roaming again and again, means punarapi manaram, punarapi jaranam, birth and death, again and again, repeatedly. When you take birth and when you go from birth to birth after dying, every time you come back, you are tired of it. kṣobhaśaktivirāmeṇa, you are tired of it. When you are tired of it, when the viveka, when the vairagya, viveka, when the discrimination, dispassion emerges, you say, enough is enough. I don't want to be born again. When that state comes, when that state emerges, the viveka and vairagya. What is the next state when you gain the viveka and vairagya? When you gain that dispassion and discrimination, the immediate thing you gain is a tvaritaṃ bhuvi pātanāt. You fall down flat on the ground. Tvaritaṃ bhuvi pātanāt. This is not to lie down to meditate or sit to meditate. Falling on the ground. Tvaritaṃ bhuvi pātanāt means falling flat on the ground in front of your guru. Not anywhere, in front of your guru. Tvaritaṃ bhuvi pātanāt. When you fall flat in front of your guru, at that point of time, the guru initiates you, he teaches you the secrets, and then parā, daśā, saṃjāyate, the nirvikalpa samadhi takes place. For the same shloka, from the same dharana, three kinds of dharana is possible. None of them is ānopāya. Though we say walking, I can do walking. I can do go around whirling, rotating in the same place, standing in the same place. I can do that. Yeah, I do have this idea of tiredness of being born and dying again and again. True. But the problem is none of this is same. Because there is nothing concrete for you to meditate upon. Therefore, it cannot be ānopāya. And there is nothing concrete, subtle to meditate upon. Therefore, this is not shaktopāya also. Because immediately when you sit in a place and meditate, you enter that state. This is only possible for the yogis, Shiva yogis. Therefore, this is a shambhavupāya, neither ānava nor shakta. This is a shambhavupāya. Okay, we'll see this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.